welcome. We are getting closer to the Republican convention, which we might call the unconvention, because a lot of things are going on that are going to affect the RNC convention. They really are. I have a report coming in just a few minutes from Carol Chaplin, who lives in Cleveland. And pretty much as we had predicted, it's coming true. We'll talk about it when she calls in. Another thing that's going on today that I noticed, and all of you should feel good about this. Remember, you're being trained. I'm trying to make y'all into a unit of trained professionals. And remember what I've told you about the 40-40-20 law, rule, whatever you want to call it. 40-40-20. Well, today I find that the media pundits are just going crazy. You know why? Because as they look at the polls today, the polls are showing anywhere from Trump being 42 to Hillary 41, or Hillary 42 and Trump 41, or 41-41. Bottom line, folks, 40-40-20. Just like I told you it will be. Now you see, kind of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Takes the fun out of it. Because you know exactly where it is right now, where it should be. And where it should be, it is. Now, what is a bit depressing, unless you know what we know, or what I know, even with Hillary going through the great big thing where she gets off the hook for the email scandal, even with that, even with Comey making such a fool out of himself, or showing how little they think of the American people, all of this stuff, you know, it's not showing up, is it? That it's had one dime's worth of effect on the 20% that don't care. Why? It's because of what I've tried to tell you. That 20%'s not undecided. That 20% don't care. You got it? They don't care. They don't care if Hillary gave the names of our top secret spies to the Chinese. They don't care. They don't care. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you heard about this, but anybody working with the CIA, if you're smart, for years you have been recommended that you get a liability insurance for both you and your family. And it's to cover against things that might happen to you in the field. Well, you know what they found out this past week or two ago? The main company that underwrites the insurance, liability insurance policies for members of the CIA, it turns out, the company was purchased by, guess what? A Chinese guy. Yeah, Chinese guy. And he runs this company through his quote unquote private company in China. But you see, the trick to companies in China, in case you don't know, there are no totally private companies in China. Anybody that has a company, including American companies like General Motors, etc., Ford, whatever, any company doing business in China, you have this arrangement. 51% of your company is owned by the PRC, People's Republic of China. You get to own half of it, but that's it. So now, all of the pertinent information about our CIA guys is all turned over to this insurance company, and this insurance company is owned by a guy from China with a Chinese company. Now, you do understand, I hope, that that's stupid, right? And when you talk about, as they did in that hearing with Comey, and he was referring to Hillary and her careless handling of top secret and classified information, careless handling of it. I think you could say, couldn't you, that letting the information, privileged information to our people that work with the CIA, including our field agents, do you not believe letting that information be put right in the hands of a company that is owned and run by the People's Republic of China? I would say that's pretty careless, wouldn't you? Reckless. But as we found out yesterday with Loretta Lynch, obviously that's not against law, or so she would not state. So you see, 40, 40, 20. Do you think the 20% of the people that don't care know about the story about our people with the CIA and their insurance policies being handled recklessly through a company that is 50% owned by the People's Republic of China? Do you think they know about that? No. Do you think that the 20% that don't care, here's one for you. Do you think that the people that make up the 20% that don't care, do you think they know that there was a meeting between Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton, which was totally improper? Do you think they know about that? Do you? Well, I'm going to answer it for you. No, they don't. You see, no, they don't. Something that significant to you and me, they don't know about it. So if they don't know about it, it obviously can have no factor on how they feel about either candidate, certainly Hillary. Got it? They don't know about it. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Do you think that 20% that don't care heard all of the discussion with Comey and Loretta Lynch yesterday in their hearings about how Hillary mishandled, recklessly handled top secret classified information? Do you think they know about it? No, they don't. And if you think that as you're telling somebody what I'm telling you today, and that's why I'm telling you this, because you need to share this with people. When you're trying to make them understand what 40, 40, 20 means, when you're trying to make them understand just how desperately endangered our country is and the future of our children and grandchildren, when you're trying to explain it to them, and their eyes roll back in their heads, explain the 20% that don't care. For actually, maybe some of the people that you're trying to explain the 20% don't care to are the 20% that don't care. Everything's where it should be. Everything. The bad news is it's where it should be. And that is bad news. The good news is it's where it should be. And that is good news. Now, I know I just kind of made your eyes roll back in the back of your head. I know I did, because that's kind of like double speak, forked tongue, etc. Let me tell you something. All of you out there can accuse me of a lot of things, most of which I am guilty. But never accuse me of speaking with a forked tongue, or never accuse me of stuttering. And even though I may make a statement that sounds duplicitous, like what I just said, the good news is they don't care and things are where they're supposed to be. The bad news is they don't care and things are where they're supposed to be. Even though that sounds like whatever, know this, I did it that way for a reason, so that you will learn the lesson I'm trying to get to you. The bad news is they don't care. The bad news is, with an example you can give the people that you know that are around you at the water cooler, the people you're trying to get to open their eyes, or the people that are just starting to open their eyes. The bad news is you can prove to them the importance of the group that don't care and how they really, really, really don't care, and how significant that is. And that's bad. But the good news is they don't care. They don't care. And there's nothing Hillary can be caught doing, as you can now prove to them. There's nothing that you can catch them that they care about. The good news is we know it. And the good news is we have a strategy. We have a strategy to get to them. Only we have a strategy that I see to get to the people that don't care. Because unless you've got a tricky way to get to them, you're never going to talk to them. Trump's not ever going to talk to them. And the 40-40-20 is going to stand. It's going to stand. But the good news is, well, the bad news is the 40-40-20 is going to stand. The good news is you know about it now. And the good news is we're a part of an army. You're a part of a team that's ready to do something about it. Now, before I go any further, I've got to ask this. We seem to have about 30 some odd people that want to help. So here's what I'm going to ask today. I'm going to ask this today. I want 1,000 of you. There's 7,500 plus listening right now. I want 1,000 of you to go to PayPal. Go to PayPal. And then when you get there, go to nicholslive@aol.com. 1,000 of you. And I want you to please send $1. Send 50 cents. Send a quarter. I don't care. Will you send something? 1,000 of you. One day. 1,000 of you. Now, I was just asked by Alden to ask y'all, don't call in. I've got a couple of people calling in on purpose that I need to get clear lines for them to call in. So please, if you're wanting to call in right now, just don't for a few more minutes, please. And Chris, Carol, if y'all will, go ahead and call in. We need to get that out of the way. But now, back to what I was saying, I want 1,000 of you. Surely, won't you? Surely can't you? Would you do that for me? 1,000 of you send a quarter, 50 cents, $1. Now, if you don't have PayPal, you can go to Larry Nichols, Conway, Arkansas. That's my Facebook page. And there you will find a button where you can use a debit card or a charge card. Will you please do it? Look, guys, this is a test. This is a call to arms. This is me asking you, are you out there? Are you willing to get engaged? Are you willing to join with me and fight? Now, Chris is fixing to call in. She found a quote that I want you all to hear. You need to hear it and think about it. Please think about it, because it does. It applies to us. It applies to each and every one of us. It applies to a patriot. All right, here we go. I have gotten from Susan. Susan sent through PayPal 25 cents. Dear God, thank you so much, Susan. Thank you. Joanne sent $5. Joanne, thank you. That's 2 people. And by the way, these 2 people have been good to help every day. If you're out there and you're not just joking or clowning around, if you're really a part of this army, will you do this today? This is a test. This is, who are we? What you got, Alden? Is Chris or Carol either one called? Who are we? Who are you? Who are you? All right. We now have Chris. Chris, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for calling in. Now, you found a quote. Now, guys, I want everybody to listen. Listen to this quote. Go ahead, if you will, please, Chris.
It's Mark Twain. Mark Twain said, in the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man and hated and scorned. When his cause succeeds, the timid, they join him, for then it costs nothing to be a so-called patriot.
All right, Chris, would you please read that again? Now, folks, please listen. Please listen, because it's talking about us. Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
Talking about.
In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man.
All right,
and
stop.
hated.
Stop. In the beginning of a change, a patriot is a scarce man. Now, we can say that today. In the beginning of a change, a patriot is a scarce man or woman. It's us. It's us. Go ahead, Chris.
When his cause
Wait a minute,
succeeds.
something about hated and scorned.
Oh, yes, okay. Sorry. In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man or woman and hated and scorned. When his cause succeeds, the timid, they join him. For then it costs nothing to be a so-called patriot.
All right, now, what Mark Twain is saying there. Guys, y'all may not remember it. I know some of you have been following me for years and years and years. There was a time when I started out trying to tell the truth about the Clintons. Nobody knew anything. Nobody. As a matter of fact, every program I went on, I was chastised. People would call in and say, "Oh man, you're so full of it." If there was 1 ounce of truth in what you had to say about Bill Clinton, ABC, 60 Minutes, all of them would be on it like white on rice. That's all they would tell me. Boy, you're just a liar. You're just full of it. You're just junk. And the price was horrible. Believe me, the price was terrible. Today, y'all are going through that because you see, now you're trying to spread the truth about the Clintons, especially about Hillary today. You're trying to spread that truth to people that don't know it or haven't heard it, weren't born or weren't paying attention when Bill was president. So you see, you're paying that price today. But I'll tell you, in my case, today I see Roger Stone. Today I see book. Who was the book you were talking about today, Chris? Somebody wrote a book.
It's the man that was, he was the guard supposedly outside the door of the White House. I think his last name is Byrne, Byrne.
Yeah.
And it's the Crisis of Character, I think is the name of it.
And folks, there's a myriad of books out there all about Bill and Hillary. And if y'all would do it, if you went and looked at all of the books, one thing you would find consistent with all of them, they're all based off stuff that I had brought out years ago. It's all there. Stuff I brought out years ago. But today, as Mark Twain is talking, these people today write these books. And you know what? It's easy today. They can write a book. They can make all these allegations. As a matter of fact, Roger Stone and his partner that wrote that book with him, Robert, I can't remember his name, they called me. Hey, guess what? They had to make me sign affidavits so that everything they said in their book, if they got sued, I would be sued, not them. Boy, that's bravery, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But you see, this is y'all as well, all of you. If you're really with us, if you are really, really with us, fighting for this country, telling the truth about this country is costing you. It's costing you in friends. It's costing you in family that scorn you. It is. And just know that that's a price we've all got to be willing to pay. And know also that once our cause succeeds, stand back, look out. You'll see all these people jumping in and claiming that they were there in the beginning and they had made all these things and said all these things and done all the work that you're doing. They're going to claim they did it and they weren't anywhere around. But you know what? There won't be a price for them. They'll just be able to jump in and take advantage of what y'all have done, what we've done.
Larry.
Mm-hmm.
I just posted this to Facebook. A 27-year-old man who worked for the Democratic National Committee, he was shot in the head. That was just posted online about 10 hours ago. He walked home early Sunday morning in the Bloomingdale neighborhood of Northwest Washington, D.C. His name is Seth Rich. He died after multiple gunshot wounds. The thing about him is he was working on voter fraud. He was working on a story about voter fraud with the DNC. He was a staffer, 27 years old. The machines that he was investigating, I haven't read and studied out the whole article yet, but it seems like that the Clintons own a lot of stock in those machines.
Sure. Dabo. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Right. That's the name. Okay. So, see, he paid the ultimate price.
Mm-hmm.
This staffer.
And all he was trying to do was tell the truth.
Exactly.
Now, the bad news is, like I learned, thing I learned, Chris, and all of you, there's certain people you can tell the truth against without much cost. But there are some people that when you tell the truth against them, you could expect there to be an exact of a big cost, a big price to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for this gentleman, it was the ultimate price.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But anyway, Chris, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Now, wait a minute, Chris. Well, lost her. I was just wondering why she was looking for that particular quote. You know, folks, now, Carol Chapline, if you're out there, please call. I know you can't find the article, but that's all right. I just need you to talk about something that you know about with the convention. But do y'all understand? Hey, listen, let me just give you some idea right now. Hold on. Let me just show you. This is PayPal. Hold your taters. Sanford, $5. Lori, $100. Thank you. Joanne, $5. Susan, 25 cents. Laura, $20. All right, folks, that's who's been here. That's who's done it. I need 1,000 of you, 1,000 to do 25 cents, 50 cents. Now you can send 100. I mean, I love you and thank you because I've got to hit the 500 today. But that's not the point. If you cannot feel it today, you're really with the wrong bunch of people. Our country is in extreme peril. Extreme peril. We are at a point, right now that it's all or nothing in this election. And just like Chris was telling about the poor gentleman that was doing the investigation into voter fraud, you know, he gets shot in the head several times. Okay. Let me tell you, there is going to be voter fraud going on. There is going to be things going on that's how important this election is. And every manner of low life, cheating, everything's going to be going on. Everything. And we're going to stop it. We're going to stop it. You say, well, Larry, how are we going to stop it? Because I know what they're going to do before they do it. And since I know what they're going to do before they do it, we are going to, you and I'm going to tell you, and we are going to tell the world what's fixing to happen. And if Carol Chapline would call, you would see another example of what I told you was going to happen is already happening. She hasn't called, so I'm going to give you part of what she's calling about. She called me right before I went on the air. And she said, Larry, I've got something you need to know. She lives in Cleveland, and it's stuff that's being broadcast. I'm sure most of you have heard the chief of police of Cleveland. He's made several comments that they're trying to get ready for this event, but that they are not yet. That a lot of the equipment they expected to be in so that they could train with it has not come in. But do y'all remember me telling you? Please, do you remember me telling you that it's going to be hard to have that convention in Cleveland, especially with, I told you at the time, there were another two cities. I think Cincinnati was one, another one was something from North Carolina. Anyway, major city police departments that were sending help to help beef up and support the Cleveland police to protect the convention and the people going to the convention. They were canceling out. They're not sending their police to support the Cleveland police because of what happened in Dallas and because of all these Black Lives Matters. Remember me telling you about that? And I told you then, if you go back and listen to it, I told you it's going to be tough to be a person going to the convention because you've got to go to the convention from your hotel. You've got to run a gauntlet, essentially. You got to worry about somebody shooting you, hitting you in the head with a brick, knifing you, all manner of things. And because of that, all of this going on is going to make it where people aren't going to want to go, and they're going to cancel. Now, what Carol called me about this morning was to tell me that it had already started. People were already starting to cancel. Yes, people. Okay, Carol can't find the call-in number. Carol, the call-in number is 501 499 6022. 501 499 6022. Carol, please call. Now, y'all can call in on that number in just a few minutes. Let Carol call in first. Hopefully she'll call in. Hopefully she's gotten the message. But you see, this is what they're going to use on Trump. People aren't going to come to that convention. They're not going to come. It's too dangerous. Do you see the power? Do you see the power they have now? This Black Lives Matters crowd. They got people afraid, so scared that they don't want to run the gauntlet just to get to go to the convention. They do not want to do it. And you can't really blame somebody, to be quite honest. It will be risky. You're risking life and injury. But they're going to blame Trump. This is going to be another reason why the Rules Committee is going to say, look, we cannot let Donald Trump be our nominee because if he's our nominee, we're not going to be able to hold a convention. The major sponsors have all backed out. People are canceling. They're not even coming to the convention. And then, oh my God, when Trump goes out to speak in these different areas, the major cities, a bunch of the major cities are going to cancel his speaking engagements because they're not going to have the money to pay for the beefed up security that it'll take. And it'll just be a giant fiasco with Trump. That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to try to do to Donald Trump. And you're seeing it come to fruition as we speak right now. Right now, it's happening. And I don't know where Carol is, but hopefully she will be calling any minute, I hope. If not, then I'm going to open the lines for all of you to call in. What you got, Alden? All right, let's take another caller. If you got another caller. All right. All right. Anybody wants to call in, you're welcome to call. I don't guess Carol's going to get to call in. But anyway, you see the gist of Carol's call. People are canceling out. Canceling out. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Do you see now why I need 1,000 of you to send a quarter or 50 cents? Do you see that we are a nation in peril? And I gotta know. Why? I get another text from Carol. All right, Carol. The phone number to call in is 501 499 6022. 501 499 6022. All right, guys, I'm looking here, and guess what? Nobody other than Sanford. Last one with $5. Where's 1,000 people with a quarter, 50 cents, 10 cents? I don't care. Where are you? Where are you, please? Where are you? Somebody tell me. Tell me, what is it about sending a quarter that you can't do? What is it about sending 50 cents or $1 that you can't do today? This day, what is it about it that you can't do? Hey, I tell you what, if you don't have a quarter, you don't have 50 cents, you don't have $1. Here, will you write this number down? 440-897-0611. 440-897-0611. Would you at least text me right now? At least text me and say, yes, I'm one of the 1,000. Can you do that? Where are you? There's 7,584 at last count listening right now. Right now. And we've had probably 6 that have sent something. 6. 6. As of this moment, I have no one that's even text saying that they're one of the 1,000. Not one person. And folks, I'm just asking you. I'm asking you to think about being me. Would you? Holy crap. Hold on. Carol keeps asking me to tell it again. I'm just going to send it to her. Now somebody's calling in. Hold on. I'm asking you, where are you? Where are you? You know, this is what makes it scary for me. This is what makes it very scary. Because I'm asking, where are the people? And I see no people. I see nobody. All right, I get this. I just got this. Hold on. This is from Brenda. This is Brenda. I'm sending you $5 today and $1 yesterday. I know you are, hon. Brenda's good people. She's been there. Got this when I'm listening, but I'm flat broke. Larry the guinea pig. I know, guinea pig, you're always there. I know you are. I just PayPal'd the $1 to you. Brian, thank you, Brian. That's what I want. That's what I need to hear. And then I keep getting restricted calling on the phone. I'm not taking phone calls. So whoever that is. And then Alden sent a thing. He's one of the 1,000. I know he is. Then I get this one. Yes, I'm one of the 1,000. I got, there it is. Now you're coming through. 1,000 of you. Where are you? This country, whether we win, lose, die, live, is on us right now. It's on us right now. I got another one. It says, I'm one of the 1,000. Thank you. All right, Carol, are you there?
Yes. Yes, I am, Larry.
Thank God.
Sorry.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, you did report some of the things that I gave you. But out here, I live east of Cleveland. I'm just 20 minutes away. I mean, I could walk on a good day down to downtown Cleveland where the convention is. And I'm very concerned because many, many people have made reservations out here in my city to the bed and breakfast and to the best Westerns and all of those. And they're canceling. And but what I wanted to tell you, that guess who else is going to be in downtown Cleveland? They're not canceling, and that is the new Black Panthers, and they are to carry guns during the RNC. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, All right, now I'm just going to read you briefly right out of the Cleveland Plain Dealer. The new Black Panther Party plans to carry firearms while protesting during the Republican convention if Ohio deems it legal, according to the report by Reuters. Reuters says several other protest groups claim they also plan to carry firearms. Get the picture, Larry, what we're up against? All right, another quote. If this is a quote, if it is an open state to carry, we will exercise our Second Amendment rights because there are other groups threatening to be there that are threatening to do us harm. Black Panthers Party chairman, and it's got some sort of a Muslim name, told Reuters during a phone interview. The new Black Panthers Party said it only plans to arm itself in defense. One last sentence. Ohio law permits open carry. Officials have already said citizens have the right to lawfully carry armed outside the RNC security zone. And then it gives the address. So you know what, folks? My voice is shaking right now, and it normally doesn't, but just reading this again.
Yeah. Now, folks, do y'all hear what Carol's just telling? I mean, by God, the groups are arming up.
Yep.
They are arming up. And when you get that many people in that contested of a situation, when everybody's nerves are on edge, some smart aleck throws a firecracker into a pile of people, and the shooting starts. Shooting starts.
Right.
And by the way, Tacoma said there are 3 that are part of the Army, and they're sending 10. I got $5 from Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Tacoma. Come on, folks, get in here. This is your country. This is your country, and I want 1,000 of you. I want all 7,500. You want to fight for your country, now's the time to do it. If you don't see that this thing in Cleveland is potentially going to explode, I don't know what planet you're on. I don't. And you know, Carol, you've got to be careful. You got to be careful because, like you say, you're home. You can walk to the convention. Yeah. And you know what happens, Carol, I've told you about? Remember, I've told you, when they start shooting off these high-powered guns, you can be sitting in your living room, and a bullet can come through your wall or through a window from downtown in the riot area and kill you dead. Kill you dead.
Yes, and I know that you have, and it's just where do you go? And once you know that the things have broken loose, then what do you do? And there was something else that I wanted to tell you in regards to...
Wait a minute, I just got this. Okay. 3 to 4 floors have been reserved by Soros for Black Lives Matter people in the Marriott Hotel in Cleveland. That boy George Soros, bring him in there, buddy. I got another person that said they're one of the 1,000. And by the way, hold on, everybody, hold on. I want to make an announcement. A good friend to me, she's been a friend for a long time. I will call her Miss Terry. She knows who I'm talking about. Her son recently died. Her son's name was Scott. And folks, I want us all to take a moment, ask the Lord to receive Scott in his loving care, which I know he has. Let's take just a moment. And Terry, I'm so sorry for your loss. Folks, can we have a moment of silence? Thank you. And Lord, take special care of Scott, because I know he's looking down at his mother and all of us. Thank you. All right, Carol, what?
Boy, Larry, that caused me for my mind to go off of what I was going to tell you. It'll come back. It's about okay, well, one of the cities, because last night when I was leaving work, the news came on, and like you catch it when you can. And but anyway, they listed the 7 cities right here in Ohio that have canceled. But one of them that I do remember is Cincinnati. They were one of the cities that out of the 7 that canceled to help security up here. So when you have 7 cities just in one state canceling, plus the other ones that I can't name now, those are the ones that I was looking for the report. And there's been other states in the last month just canceling.
Well, here's what's going to happen, guys. This convention is a fiasco, and it hasn't even started. It's a disaster waiting to happen. The governor Kasich is going to have to call out the National Guard. He's going to have to. And by the way, Mary Ellen has sent in. She's one of the 1,000, of course. She's been a major supporter. I just got another from an area code 818. That's one of the 1,000. Come on, folks. I need 1,000 of the 7,584 to say you're willing to save this country. I'm not asking a one of you. I'm not asking a one of you to go to Cleveland and risk your life in defense of Donald Trump and his right to be the nominee for the Republican Party. I'm not asking that of anybody. I'm asking simply, go to PayPal, send a quarter, send 50 cents, send $1. Help me. Join us. Or if you can't send a quarter or $1 through PayPal, just text at 440-897-0611 and let us know you're in. Carol, can you hold on? We've got another caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
What?
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
I called the call-in line number. I'm sorry, Larry. Listen, there's also delegates that are going to be carrying open carry during the Cleveland convention. So
yes, that
was reported on WKSU locally there. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm telling you, folks, this is going to be a crisis in Cleveland. All right, is somebody else there?
No, Larry, that was my computer.
Oh, okay. I'm telling you guys, Cleveland is going to be a crisis. It's going to be a disaster. Now, we're going to have to get hold of all of this. That's why I need to know that I've got 1,000 of us. Carol, you remember the story of Gideon? The story of Gideon.
Yeah.
In the Bible.
Yes, I do. Yes. He wanted more than he needed, right?
Yeah, Gideon had this army to get ready to fight the Philippines or whoever it was. He was out.
Yeah, the Philippines, yes.
All right, Philippines or what. Anyway, you know me, I don't know the Bible that well. But I got the gist of the story. Here is Gideon. And he's lined up all of these people like, let me guess, 7,584 people. He's got them. He says to the Lord, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get in here and do battle. And God said, take that 7,584, take them down to the creek. And let's see how many of them stick their face in the water and drink like a dog or an animal. How many literally get their face down in that water like an animal or a dog? Of course, old Gideon's going, I don't know. He said, well, go do it, have it done. He goes down. And then the Lord tells him, anybody that does that, send them home. Whoa. No, Gideon's sitting there. He's figuring this out. He's figuring it out. And he knows he's got 7,584, which is not as big as you would think you would need, but that's still fairly good size But anybody that drinks out of that creek like an animal, God just told him, send them home. And so then Gideon turns to God, and Carol, he ended up what? With 300, wasn't it?
300, yes. Yes.
Now, in our case, it's like we're sitting here and saying we got 1,000. 1,000. Do we have 1,000? Because you see, God said that 300 to Gideon was enough.
Yeah.
He had to have faith.
Yes.
He had to have faith. Folks, I'm asking you, our 300 today, I'm asking for it to be 1,000. 1,000. Have I got 1,000 people? 1,000. Because if I do, when it comes time for us to do our duty, and I'm not talking about going to Cleveland, I'm not talking about risking your life, I'm not talking about any of that. When it comes time for us to make the phone calls and do our duty, 1,000 that we know are really with us, that have shown up. All right. Yeah, Carol, why don't you go ahead and hang up so we can take the other calls, please? Thank you.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. But anyway, I need to know, because we need to know. All right, we got another caller. Caller, come on in. I'm trying to get this. I'm hearing stuff. But anyway, we need to know how many people we got, because if we got 1,000 folks, if we've got 1,000, that's 5,000, because we're going to make 5 phone calls. Okay, Kelly, are you there?
I'm good. How are you, Larry?
Hey, I'm fine. Well, I guess I'm fine. As fine as I can be.
That's good to hear. I wanted to question you about have you heard of the Day of Rage? It's going to happen before the convention.
Yes, heard about it. We talked about it yesterday. I don't know that it's real. I mean, I know they're wanting it to be real, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to propagate it. I think they're having trouble getting people to sign up to participate in it.
That's good to hear.
And so we're trying to keep it from being broadcast. But let me tell you, they're trying to get 37 cities. They're trying to get people to come out and riot and disrupt. They're trying to take our country, Kelly. They're trying to take it from us.
Well, I guess my worry would be that they would, if it does take place, then martial law would be called into place, and the convention couldn't even take place to begin with.
There you go. See, that's what Obama's hoping for. Obama's sitting here and thinking if he can get those 37 cities, that's why we're not going to promote the concept at all. But you see, you have figured it out. If he could get that kind of thing going on, he might get enough ruckus going to trigger FEMA automatically, where he does not have to go to Congress. Then you don't have to worry about there being an election, because there won't be one.
Well, Larry, I want to thank you for everything you're doing. I think that you are a blessing from God, and to all those who have open ears and open eyes.
Thank you.
That everybody can see what you're trying to do. And I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Just be ready to fight and be ready to make those phone calls, because we're going to make them.
I'm on it.
I promise. All right, dear. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, folks, I just got Michael sent $20. Thank you, Michael. A quarter, a nickel, 50 cents, $1. Have we got anybody else on the phone? Alden. Okay, folks, you're welcome to call in. We got 5 minutes left to go if there's something you want to say. But you see, back to Gideon. Our 300 that Gideon had, and God told him that 300, and it didn't look good for Gideon. Gideon didn't like it. It didn't look like that was enough, obviously. He didn't think the 100,000 or whatever he had was enough. And then God whittles it down to 300. But he did the one thing If we do what God asks, and I mean this, all of us, if we do what God asks, that is showing that we have faith in God. And the reason I need 1,000 of you to show your head today is because tomorrow I'm going to give you your act tomorrow. The first thing you're going to do tomorrow. You're going to do it tomorrow, but I got to know whether we got 1,000 or whether we got 300 or whether we got 30. We all need to know who is in this with us. Are you with us? Or are you really a don't care who is just enjoying the show? Huh? Are you? Yes. Being a patriot for a cause that is just, a cause that is important. Being a patriot in the beginning has a price. But the price you've got to pay is minimal. Minimal. You've just got to stand up. This is from Tacoma. Do you know of Christian gathering in D.C. this weekend, too? Do you know of a Christian gathering in D.C. this weekend as well? No, I do not. Tacoma, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying there's not one. I just don't know. But I can assure you this, there could be 2 million Christians show up in Washington, D.C. to hold a rally in the name of Jesus Christ. And the media won't even cover it. That's the battle we're in. They won't even cover that. They won't cover it. We've got to make our stand. All right. Christine, are you there?
Yes, Larry. Thanks for
Hello.
taking my call. I
You
just
bet.
wanted to point out that, it's easy to become discouraged. It's easy to feel depressed about the situation. It's easy to even sit here and listen to you and become paralyzed as if there's no action any one of the 7,500 people could take that would make a difference. But that attitude is exactly why this situation has evolved the way it has. Every person who turned their eye to a dishonest dealing or let a lie go uncovered contributed to the situation that's occurring right now. And so I just encourage everyone, it's never too late to make a change, but you can't just think about what's wrong. You can't just watch and listen to someone else tell the truth. You must take action. And Larry, I think your request for just $1, just 25 cents, just take an action is your way of saying, am I speaking to zombies or are
That's
there
right.
people that are with me?
Christine, we've got about 30 seconds, but you are so very right. This isn't for me, Christine. You know that. This request for 1,000 of you to stand up and do something, it's not for me. Believe it or not, folks, it's for you. It's for you. It's for you to show you have faith that we can win and that we will engage. Y'all need to all call in. You need to be here tomorrow. Christine, thank you. Folks, we're out of time.
Where's the rainbow?
Be here tomorrow. And keep letting me know
Up high.
that you're out there. I have not gotten from 1,000 of you yet.
There's a land that I've heard of, one in a lullaby.